I didn't. Oh, I'm more that way, don't it? I thought I had it. Hold on. Oh, there I am. Now I'm on the opposite side. Oh, that's good enough. I'll just do this. Hey, here we go. Let me, in case someone wants to join in, I'll add the link. So in case someone wants to come in, Danse, okay, good morning, greetings. Amanda, how are you, honey? I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Everything is in process. Everything has been accepted, and I'm doing okay. Just needed that 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, to take care of things and get my mind back on schedule and try to accept what is going on. So, and how are you, sweetheart? You are the first one here, besides me. Alrighty. I'm trying to clean my glasses. And I'm trying to add music on at the same time. So let's we'll do maybe some breathing from different falls. Gonna do that. Alrighty. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Can you hear this? Where's my uncle? It's me when I was younger. Right, let me see if I can go back. This is my uncle, and that's me when I was younger. I think he was going to put it up. There we go. He's doing a slideshow with the music. Wow. Danse, Roger, how are you, sweetheart? Good morning. Okay. I do have a few things I got to do this morning as we're talking. In case anyone wants to come and join, they're more welcome to join. Join us here on the panel. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. If you have questions for the viewers or myself, and allow me to introduce myself. I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Many that I've known, they do call me Mama Bear. Mama Bear Claw. All in one word, Bear Claw. And I hope everyone in this world is enjoying and allowing themselves to breathe. These times are hard for those to understand what is around Mother Earth, but we all try hard to accept many things that are in the forest. with Mother Earth. Oops. Go this way. And I did not invite anybody. I didn't let anyone know that I was going live. So I just said I'm going to go live. Doing good here, waiting for it to warm up a little more so I can saw up some firewood for the winter. I hear you. We were in Willamaka looking at this property, and I'm praying that we get it because I will be surrounded with mountains. There'll be mountains in front of me, which Mother Earth curves, and it's so beautiful, so beautiful. And there's snow on top already. And then on the to the right side of me, there's another mountain, and we're like maybe, I'll say 100 miles from that mountain, but it's all land. The land that I'm looking at, it goes out 20 miles more. So I think it's the land that we're looking at. I think it's about 20 acres. So it goes part by this mountain, and then it has like a dip, like a valley into it. And there's a natural spring that comes right through. So it'll be the snow water coming right through. So yes, I do. Let's see who popped in. Okay, good morning, greetings. Oshne, Sage, blessings. Thank you for joining. So, in its beautiful land, there is wild sage growing everywhere. So, and there's a chicken coop there, which I want to stay there. But I told my husband we will redo the wire and paint it. And I will, don't say bounty hunter bear. Hello, everyone. Interesting, this popped up right now. I was just speaking to someone. I was wondering where to go. Ah, well, welcome. I am Elder Medicine Grandpa. And yes, my native name is Miracle. Welcome here. We are a very good family here. I explain many things that are in the forests with Mother Earth and understanding of the Satangas, the Sabis, and Bigfoots. And then if we want to go into the entities, we can speak of the rake, the it. We do not say the word because we natives are not allowed. But if you get your permission and you're blessed by many elders, for you say, I have a nephew, a great nephew. He has a podcast. And he speaks of the it, but he says the whole word. And we're not allowed to say it because that means you're walking them. Also, I believe and I know for a fact that when other people speak of it, it comes too. Okay, we have a guest. His name is Alfonso.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Good morning, how are
Bien.
you?
Bueno, frío.
Sí.
Mucho frío. Sí.
Yeah, it's cold here a little bit too. It's
Sí.
kind of cold around the world for what I've been told.
Well, from what I've been told, yeah, I know Mexico, where I'm from originally, it's still warm. Por ejemplo, Las Cruces y Alamogordo
Hmm.
y El Paso.
Well, I hope it does stay warm for a little bit because a lot of people need to cut firewood. They need to bring in all their cattle, the ones that are way out.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
because the cold, I think, and I still believe the cold is going to be coming soon. So I want, everybody to be aware of when it gets cold, prepare yourself. Try not to do last minutes.
Oh, yeah.
That S Walker and Mundo Delch, yes, Sage, you're right. And this is why we indigenous natives try really hard not to speak of this word.
Procrastinate. Try not to procrastinate, ¿verdad?
Yes, many times when I do speak to the other council members that are elders, we gather together and we put everything on our ledgers that we had investigated. I am retired, but I still go out. I try to do what I can, even when I'm visiting my own clans, but I still do. Here's supposed to be 65 here. It feels colder. Same here. It's 58 degrees here. So hopefully it gets warmer. Amanda says, "Oh, Amanda, you changed your name. I just realized it. Raining here, finally in northern. Where? Let's see. You're. Uh, have to cheat. Okay. I thought I had you in my book, Amanda. So how is everyone here?
Aquí con mucho frío.
Besides being cold, it
Aquí
is.
llevándole,
It's
estás still cold, but I'm doing okay.
good, good. And everyone in the chat over here, I got a lot of things I want to say. I do want to tell another story. I know that many things are coming out more and people are not understanding. And I was notified by a friend that they feel that there's a Satanga, a Bigfoot, Sasquatch hurt in her area. Because she says that when she went to leave a little snack for him, that she saw like blood. And then she says she wasn't sure it could be any other animal, but she's seen how the peanut butter on the jar there was a print, but it also had like blood. And I told her, "Are you sure it didn't touch the eye and then smell? Because they do that. They will tell if it's a human or not." I'm good. I'm 40s, low 45s today. Police, not reading. Drinking tea, deacons. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry. You can do turmeric, ginger, lemon, and honey, and maybe about 1/4 of a cup of water and mix it together. And it will help smooth the throat. So I have a couple boxes I need to ship out, and here is one of them. Ooh, see the big box. And there is 4 protection medicine bags, 2 dream catchers, and 3 small dream catchers, and 1 pair of moccasins. So I still have to finish 4 more. So I am hoping that I will have them done before December. It takes a lot of time, and then I remember I gotta do my chores as a housewife. And then when I have time, then I'm sitting there sewing them. Sansei, Yoki, O'Shea, and blessings to you, Robin. How are you, honey? I hope everyone is doing well.
Well, quiero compartirte el canto que acabo de grabar recently.
Really?
Yeah. So you could pull it up.
Oh, okay. He wants to share something. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
That was very beautiful.
Yeah, no sé si usted se acuerda, a lot of the Mexican church songs, they used to use the sleigh bells a lot back then.
Yeah. Well, I know that my goddaughter, she says they're still using it still to this day at her
In the
church.
church choir, ¿verdad? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pero ahora ya no se, casi ya no, porque esos cantos ya no se usan.
Okay.
Porque aquí donde estoy, aquí casi no hay iglesias que es que estamos en una ciudad grande, aquí como Denver, Aurora, todos son modernas.
Okay.
Todas las iglesias se modernizaron la música.
Okay. Well,
Ya
I
es con
do.
puro rock pesado, rap y todo eso.
I see. Okay.
Sí.
Before I forget, I do want to tell everybody thank you for all the birthday wishes. My daughter,
Feliz cumpleaños.
oh, thank you, gracias, gracias. It was the 28th of October, and I wasn't really online, but my daughter, when she was here, she takes my phone and she'll tell them, "Thank you, Mom. So and so said this," and I'll tell her what to write. I said, "Well, please do it." And then sometimes, if it says private, then that's when she'll give me the phone and do things like that. But yes.
Bueno, aquí están las mañanitas mexicanas.
Okay, he's gonna do another one. Okay, Randy. How nice. That is very beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, everyone, every culture is always trying to keep others positive. And that is the most important thing, that we all try to stay composure, stay positive, stay strong. Sometimes we have difficulties, but take deep breaths and, and tell yourself, I can do this, no matter what the condition is. I know it is, many people are going through hard times, even myself, but I always remember that the Creator, who is our Father, Jesus Christ, and our Mother Earth, gives us many challenges that we cannot handle. So I will say this: Mother Earth and our Father, the Creator, protect us, give us the guidance that we need, keep us strong, positive, to remember the importance that we are. It doesn't matter feeling down or sad. All we can do is ask, help me. And if you need to vent or to yell, then go to the shower and yell or cry, or go hug a tree to get some extra energy. Because sometimes the tree can feel you, and it will give you the energy. Let me see.
Bueno, yo sé que ya tengo años que I haven't gone to church desde que me vine para Colorado.
Hmm.
And one of the reasons being es porque acá they don't want me to go to church because for the reason being because they know that I have a tendency to get upset con los cantos because it reminded me
Yeah,
of home. Or
right. It's important. Bounty hunt, bounty. I have many friends. They are mixed. They're American. They have, um, they have a mixture of native in them. But you know what? Never feel scared or unsettled of asking. Yes, some of our family members or grandparents, they tell many stories, but we all can ask. But if we don't understand, then go to the next person that would help you. If there's something I can help you understand, message me. Or if you're on Facebook of one of my friends or not, just look for Elder Medicine Verpa and you can message me on there. You know, I will help you try to understand what is it. We here do not judge. I promise you that. And if there is someone out there that is trying to, and I do apologize because that is not the proper way to speak to a person. I'm here about peace, love, and understanding, and staying positive and helping those to stay positive.
que quiero compartir otro canto que acabo de grabar. Este duré como un mes para grabarlo porque era lo más difícil porque all the memories that brought me back from New Mexico. I didn't want to do it, but a lot of people, especially at work, they requested me to record the song. But I didn't want to do it, but okay, I'll try it, but this is the best I could do. Con Entre Tus Manos.
Okay. He's gonna put another song in. Ay, gracias. Qué bonita. Thank you. That
Yes,
was
yes.
beautiful. And I noticed that all the little men were you.
Yeah, they're my clones.
Yeah, I see that. I was like, oh, that's cute. Imagine
Yeah,
if I had me all
yeah,
over.
yeah. Here's what I did. Because I got a friend of mine in Alamogordo who worked at White Sands Missile Range. No sé si
Oh,
conoce, te acuerdas de Alamogordo, Nuevo México, ¿verdad?
right.
Y las cruces, pero have a few friends que trabajan en White Sands, que they work at these top secret labs. En aquel tiempo, around 2004, 2005, hace como unos 21 años, los mandó un email de White Sands diciendo que top secret classified information at White Sands Missile Range. There's a top secret lab. They do genetic engineering, where they create new species, new animals that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we started making jokes like maybe I could get cloned. Like, oh, that's how I came up with the idea of cloning myself.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, like I said, so yeah, like imagine really getting myself cloned for the purpose of playing music. Yeah, I came up with the idea of cloning myself in the video production. And I say, well, the way I put it on my description now, the cloning process is done at a top secret lab at White Sands Missile Range, New Mexico. So,
Wow. Well,
yeah, so
thank
I would
you.
joke. Yeah, I would joke around with my friends like that here. I got in Colorado. Hey, can I get you cloned? I just need your DNA sample, like your hair, whatever. So I could send it to my friend at White Sands, so top secret labs to get you cloned. That'd be more than one of you or two of you.
Well, you do know that we do have a clone in this world. We have someone that can assemble or look like you, but speak in a different language.
See,
Or my husband, we were in Sonora, and we were at the little mom and pop store, and we were talking to the people, and she says, "You were just in here, weren't you?" And I said, "No, this is the first time I've been in here." And she says, "Well, then you got a twin." But she was speaking in, I think, like a French or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, only word I know is." Oh, now I can't. I have it up here, but it doesn't want to come out. Uh, we all learn it in school, in high school. Parle français. I'm like, oh, okay. But she goes, I'm going to show you. I am. I'm really going to show you. So she went back looking at it from her cameras, and she goes, see, look. And I said, well, I have longer hair. Her hair was up to the shoulders, and she had a mole on her cheek. And I said, wow. But I'm not that thin. I got some meat on my body. And in my younger years, like from high school to after a few kids, I was thin. I told my husband, nope, I love to eat and I'm going to eat, because when I would go investigate in the forest or the woods, I would sit there and I would talk to Orba, and I said, if I eat, they eat. Whatever they're eating, or if I put a my husband say a summer board and has different items, I would eat too, so they know. I'll have mine next to me and theirs way over there, like 20 yards or 30 yards, and I pick a cantaloupe. They'll pick a cantaloupe and watch me eat it, and they would too. So it's important, you know, to just know that, hey, there is. Just hope it doesn't have the same birthday and same Social Security, because then we're going to be in trouble more. Because I don't
yeah,
want. I don't want none of the negative balance or anything.
Yeah, fíjate que one of my coworkers acá at work me dice, hey, can you get me clones so I can stay home, play video games while I send my clone to work?
Well, I hear that Japan or Asia are doing that already with cats, dogs, and humans form.
Yeah,
And I don't know about that. I heard one of my husband's friends, they were talking, and I was like being chismosa, nosy, listen.
yeah.
And hey, what would we do if we had one? I opened the door. You will not have one. But he said
Like,
he's a single man, so he can do whatever he wants.
yeah, por ejemplo, like imagine like por ejemplo, your husband clone gets himself cloned and like he could stay home and do whatever he wants and then send the clone to work. ¿Sí me entiendes cómo?
I I I I hear you. True. I'm trying to read in a different, but yes. Wow, CPC. Okay, Bounty says, what do you think about when talking one or a couple words that comes out aren't English from different language, but it means the same? Yeah, I do that. I'll speak either Blackfoot and English, and sometimes, when I'm sitting at the council table and we're discussing things, and I'll say Nahash there, right here, and they look at me and they say, "You're the only one that we know that speaks half and half." So, and then sometimes when I'm speaking my background language, and then I'm speaking Cherokee or Navajo, and and then like you're mixing us all up. But as I get, getting older, I notice that, and I'm like, okay, so the council, and then if we're doing a Zoom meeting, I have like 30 people, little pictures here, and each one will, when they want to talk, they press and they'll speak. So then I'm saying it in a different language for those that speak. And sometimes they have it automatically coming out and it tells them. People I've met say they just saw me all the time. She lives in the town. Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know other languages but English. I want to. What Nate? What tribal are you from? Mountie. Are you Cree, Apache, Navajo, Cherokee, Lakota, or Blackfoot, or um, Wapche, Sioux, um, Owichi? Okay, so that is more Eastern, or Eastern, yeah, more Eastern. What words do you want to know?
That's
How to address an elder properly. Well, when you go in and if you grab their hands, you bow your head and That means blessing elder.
Que aquí está otro canto que quiero compartir que se llama Amémonos del Corazón.
Okay, and then this will be the last one because I'm gonna tell a story. And
Okay.
Okay, bueno, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Yeah, even though it's hard for me to share, I think emotionally.
Well, remember, Alfonso, that the Creator loves when you do the songs and you sing them and It touches him, and he lets you know. Let me. Oh, Vegas. We go there a lot. Gracias por todo su música. Thank you very much for all the music, the songs
You're
you had,
welcome.
the videos that you shared with us. Not just from me, but everyone and the viewers. I'm sure they enjoyed it. Some of them might not understand it because it's in Spanish, but that's
Sí,
okay. But I'm sure they can feel it inside what it means in English, because every song you can feel the beat of the music in it, and it comes
sí,
from the heart, and it will show, and it will say either it's in English, um, native tongue, Spanish, German, French, Scottish, Turkish. It's the same thing. They have the same music, but in different languages.
yeah,
But
yeah,
remember, music is good for your soul.
sí,
Very, very calming, and it helps you sometimes to relax when you have high um, frequencies that are
anxiety,
for
sí,
anxieties or panic attack, or just trying to breathe. Music, beat, and flutes and guitar, the banjo, it's all smoothing for us to realize the music tone, the
sí,
notes that go from each thing, from guitar or to drums. I say the drums are like the heartbeat,
sí,
and it is important, just like yesterday, doing it's how there's different tones,
yeah,
and then when you're holding it and you have it, and then when you're holding your drum and then you're gonna play. Danse Wojo. Now I am going to gift this to someone. And I haven't quite made up my mind who, but if people know their clan and understand, or the paranormal life, they do listen. Do you think that the Satangas will enjoy this? People had just joined in his Owojo and my son's party. Anybody wants to join, you can. We have a few of the newcomers in the chat. Um, oh, Wojo. Sorry, Richie. I have to go back and look. Wojo. Wait. And as you would say, what did you say yesterday? Uh, Instead of saying that, I said but. But one of the council ladies says, that's not what he said. It was funny, very funny. So, um, Let me go back up here. Richie, Dansei. Hi, hi. Dansei means hello, greetings. Hi, hi means thank you. Agor means greetings, hello, thank you. All in one word. There is a new word they asked me to tell you, and I don't know if you're gonna understand it. Ne waka. Ne waka. Tell your clan, your leader, ne waka. Ne waka. And you know what? We listened it today in the Zoom meeting we had this morning, and they said this man is Italiano. I started laughing when she said that Italiano, and she tells me in the Katuana story con Kuhini. Kuhini. Kuhin means Italian. Kuhini. So we were like, wow. She says, a man is funny. He's hyper. I said, yes. He plays ball. Oh, he played baseball with you? And I said, no. He's in another state. And she says, okay. This man, he wants to know the Koninesh, the Airwon Tasatanga. And I said, yes, he wants to shake hands. So they say, Niwaka, go shake his hand. So if you can remember to say that, then go ahead.
Bueno, Ramona, pues, muchas gracias. Thank you so much.
Yes, gracias por todo me aquí con mi familia. Thank you very much for joining me and the family here, and thank you for the music.
You're welcome.
You have a blessed day,
You too.
Alfonso. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. That was very nice of him to do. He's got very good, stop it. Very good music. Let's see. We play no favorites in here. And no, we don't. Meaning, nequata. You want to know what that means? Richie. Oh my goodness, here's my son. One of my sons.
Hi, Baba.
Hello, honey.
Loving you. What's going on?
Nothing, trying to get myself back into these lives again. And I think the 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, shake it off. Shake my hand. Yes, Richie. It means honor to shake your hand. So, are you busy, Richie?
He's always
Ricardo?
busy. He's always busy. He
I
just did
wonder
a
how.
big Halloween thing at he collabed with another investigator doing ghost stuff at a big super cool castle thing, and he has some stuff coming up.
I think that's the one that was trying to get home. Oh, well, how far are you from home? Because why don't you try to come on my board here and be you? because they're watching. Then I will have to be translating everything you say here. But I was thinking,
That's right, Robin. Tickle that heart to the right of the chat.
crazy investigation like 20 minutes ago. The one with the castle, you were saying that's with the lady, right? We watched. I was mostly quiet, but what I saw, I wasn't the only one because Mama Rainfeather, my auntie, she was here still, and we were watching it. And she said she does paranormal like for the tribes, different tribals, and she goes in and cleanse their home like I do. But she will walk right into it, and they're like looking at her because she can see him like I can. And I did see a lady there, a little girl, and then there was a man when he went down, I think down the stairs or up the stairs. I can't remember the stairs. I will be on in 15 minutes. Oh
15 minutes? What the? Yeah, that investigation. I was doing clips for them as they went through. There was some interesting stuff going on, for sure.
I didn't watch it all, just some, but yeah, from what I picked up and what I saw, it's like wow. To me, I felt like Richie wanted to be like he wanted to be right there with them.
He did so bad. He did.
I mean, even Auntie was saying the Italiano guy, he like wants to jump right through the internet to be there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know because they know Richie from doing all the Bigfoot stuff. He actually started out in doing the paranormal stuff. And so he did that for a long time. It's a hard field to do stuff because there's a lot of backbiting. There's a lot of like pointing fingers and that kind of stuff. Trust me, I'm there now. So then he's laughing. So he was going away from that when all of a sudden he had the stuff for Bigfoot at his house, like in his backyard. And that just pushed him in. And so now it's really cool when he's going out with and trying to contact the Satongas. He's actually using some paranormal devices now, which are getting really good results. Kind of like, you're on the side of my brother from another mother. He does the same thing. He gets EVPs. Big. He kind of uses the same kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool that he's actually expounding and doing that kind of thing.
Right. I do know that, and I really do try not to overstep. But when you're doing your paranormal with Connor needs a bag.
I know. He wants to get it himself.
I'm working on it. I will say this. Even like I said, you don't really have to, when you're doing paranormal, you really don't need to have it hang. You can have it on your chest vest or backpack that connects, have it on tight. Because even that you're doing this, you've got to remember it can attack you too.
And that was the part when we, at the very end of that, we went back to the original shop we started with. And when I figured out, it took a long time, but I figured out it's like the thing we were talking to was not a spirit. It was a nature spirit. It was something from the land. And why she was coming across that way. And I could tell she was angry. And I was like, hold on. And I went and grabbed my bag because I had it in my backpack. So I could communicate better until something went bad. Then I was going to go grab it. As soon as I knew that, I grabbed it and I was like, buddy, put this on. And my son's awesome. He trusts me when it comes to this kind of thing. He didn't question it. He just threw it on, and I was like, "Yep, just put it under your shirt, leave it there." About a minute later, when this thing was getting a little angry, I actually got a stab in my forearm. Like literally, I was like, "Oh God!" And Connor was going, "What just happened?" I'm like, "She's upset, and she was getting my attention. She just did a nice, like it was a big, like a bee sting kind of thing." We got home, and he was going, "I am so glad. I don't know what this is, but the fact you got attacked and I didn't, I'm glad you gave me that." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "What is this bag?" And so I explained to him what it was, why you wear it, and how it helps you. And he's like, "I think I might want one." I'm like, "Well, they're this much." I'm like, "Let me save a little money and I'll get it." He's like, "No, I'm going to save up my own money. I want to buy it myself. You don't need to do it, Dad. Because if I go out with you, I actually want one of these." I'm like, "Perfect." So he figured out real quick how important those are.
You know that we relatives deal with a lot of paranormal in each tribe. Now, being a medicine woman and an elder, and I've also learned from my elders, which my great grandmother and grandmother has shared many information about the land and how many things are trying to connect to the human. And if you try calling the it by the full name, you're allowing them to come into your soul. And that means, thank you, I'm ready to take it. All it has, just hear you say you're not afraid of it. And then it'll just like give you a scratch, 3 scratches. And little by little, it's creeping with you and you're going home and it's there with you. Then you're wondering, I misplaced. What did I do? I just had it here. Things that will start being misplaced around. Your memory is going to be foggy. So it is important. The reason why.
Bounty just asks, like, "What did you put on?" Explain. I put on a medicine bag on my son. This is my medicine bag that Mama made for me. And I knew it was probably going to get a little bad. So I put this on him to protect him. Now, you should not actually do that. You should have your own. It doesn't work as well because how they're made for a specific person. But
Right.
Because he's my bloodline, he is my son, I trusted this would actually cross over to him, and it did work. And this was, again, made by Mama. You can actually, I'm going to throw her stuff in the chat right now. Hold on just a second. If you look closely at this bag, you can see a burn mark right there, and it goes all the way through the bag. Like it goes straight through the bag. That is from dealing with Elemental. He was not happy with me at all because I was trying to help him get off another person. These do work. So if you're interested in getting one of these bags, if you do paranormal stuff, if you're out doing cryptid stuff, these are a godsend. And again, you can message Mama on her Facebook Messenger or email her and let her know what you want. And she does this and dream catchers and a ton of stuff.
They will help you with everything, even your anxiety, panic attacks. Smell it. If you're having major medical issues, it helps you calm down. Send me the link.
Bro, go into our chat, our group chat, or right there. Bounty, it's like if this is something you can carry and it just wards like the really nasty stuff off. It will actually kind of push off other things too, like friendly ghost stuff like that, because it's more of a like a wording of like, I don't like the smell, I don't like the energy, I don't like anything. And then she actually puts bear root in these too. So if you actually do end up dealing with something really bad and you start feeling that icky feeling, you can take like a little nibble, like a little tiny nibble of the bear root, and that'll help you. Like that.
Don't take a big bite. If you take that much of a bite, your whole body and your mind's going to really open up, and it cleanse you out. And then you're like, oh my God, I didn't know I have so much inside me. And it does. It's all natural.
Like Bounty, you're saying that they just follow you, or you, like we call them ghost posts most of the time. People that just attract spirits. Mama can do these for you to wear, and she also does stuff for like if you want one for your car, so you can actually put it in your car or leave it in your car, so when you're traveling it protects your vehicle. Do you want to explain how you do these, because how you bless them, and like there's a lot that goes into these guys?
Yes. What I do is I pray for that individual, and as I'm sewing it, I'm praying for the bag to protect you from any cryptid entities, paranormal, health reasons. And I'm constantly making it. And the reason why they're small is because that small can be powerful. And when it is all natural, either the bag is deer, elk, moose, bear. And when you receive a bag from me, you're going to smell, how do you say, the aroma. It will it will open your eyes and your mind, and you're going to feel the energy of the protection. Everything in this bag is all from Mother Earth. Is what I can't tell you what it is, because native laws, just knowing that it is all natural herbs and it protects you. It will protect you from the wingalo, the rake, the aggressive Bigfoots, aggressive star people,
Spirits.
It will also, there is, how they say, the evils that come from underground up. So this is all what all warriors wear. All my children and grandchildren have one. My grandson is overseas because he's a Marine. He's the front. He wears his. Government says he cannot wear it, and he will not take it off. He does tuck it more, but it's close to his heart. And believe me, these bags are protecting you from what other entity. If you're having a bad day, smell the bag. If you're having bad dreams, talk to the bag to take them away. You're feeling very unsettled because you had a bad day, hold the bag. Smell the bag. You can say a prayer. Help me through this time. I'm not understanding. I am scared. But you don't have to tell me or anybody else. I will automatically pick it up. And that bag will help you. If it hasn't helped anybody, I will give back the money. Sometimes I had one person, I'll say this, I had one person said, I don't know what happened to my bag, it fell off. The bag fell off. I said, well, I see it on a tree. So this person went back to look for their bag. Still can't find it. So I sent another bag. And this time it's closed. It's very locked in where it can't get dropped or anything. Oh, another son's Tanse Sangha. Bob, Maddie, Tanse, greetings, Lisa.
He heard me talking about him, so he jumped on. Hey, buddy. So Bounty had a question. If somebody is in a coma, can something come back or attach to them? Which is a very interesting question, because if you have a faulty sense of mind, a presence of your guard, like if you're in a coma, all your defenses are down, something I believe could. Mama, would you agree with that?
Yes, it can. And that's where I had to do a cleansing on a body. Because even when someone passed, I have to go and smudge the person, smudge everyone in that home and then the house, and ask to leave that person's body. You do not belong to her. She belongs to our Father, the Creator, Jesus Christ, and Mother Earth. Yeah. Sanga's bag got a lot of.
It got a lot of work. Isanga, if you go up in the chat, the link for the stream is up there.
We're supposed to have another person come up here, but I'm going to let them know we're going to have more. But everything else, if you need to know. Hi, Bob. I have an uncle named Bob. I was in a camera for 3 months. Oh, coma for 3 months.
Yeah.
As a teen, and for 2 weeks as an adult. Yeah, it would also help because before, when I'll say a relative, she was in a coma for 6 months and we had her bag with her the whole time. And when she did come out, so they took the ventilator out of her, and oh my God, he's in the office.
His tub is his office.
I'm sure he's doing a lot of dictations.
Yeah, Richie. Hold on. It's there too.
She was happy that it was pinned to her. And believe me, the hospital don't like you smudging or, in the hospital, because they say it's against regulations. It is, but I still do it. Even when I was a nurse, I had a couple patients that said, "You're so kind. Can you pray for me?" I said, "Okay, I have to say my language because then I can try to translate in English." And she says, "What is that I smell on you?" I said, "It's my bag. And I'm also wanting to know if I can smudge you." And she says, "Oh, you're Native American?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "Okay." And I did. They draw blood. All her blood counts were leveled. They were good. She went home the next day. She got a hold of me again at the hospital. And she said, "Thank you so much. I feel so much better."
And that's one that people don't actually know. Like in the Army, you can actually wear a bag because it's like wearing a cross. They can't tell you because it's a religious item, as long as it doesn't interfere with your gear or what you're doing. Hospitals, the only time they can say that is if they actually have the oxygen on. Then they're really upset about the smudging. But normally they should work with it to make it happen, because it is a religion right to be able to do that.
Right. Okay, everybody, let's give a well working hand to this wild Italiano.
Oh God, here he goes.
Hey, forget about it, huh? Hey, thank you for having me. Hello, family. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, bro, how you doing?
Good. I haven't been in a StreamYard studio in forever. I'm like, what is this? It looks all like weird and stuff. You know what I mean? Hi, everybody out there. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is Richie B.
Pleasure to meet everybody. If I don't know you, hello. I probably don't. I mean, I see a few familiar faces. Lisa Ann's out there. I saw Robin, CP, a couple of people that come on the live events, man. I love that. I love seeing everybody kind of group up and do our thing, you know? It's good stuff. What's up, Sparky?
What's up, my dude?
What's up, my dude? Good to see you,
that last video you guys did with the live, that was cool. There was a lot there. I was kind of like,
bro,
wait a minute. Hold on,
bro.
When you're getting the tree, you held up your phone on the tree break, and I could see the splinter like twisted. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
What? And then the spot where we had the photo,
dude,
and you actually looked at it. I'm like,
bro,
we have to go back to that photo.
I'm gonna jump in, dude. You got my mind going. All right, so
let's go.
You know how excited I get with this stuff. I get so excited about it, and I don't mean to hog the screen, but. We do live, YouTube live out in the woods in our research area with a Satanga. And,
with no pants.
No pants. They're not allowed. No, I am going to try that one of these days just because I keep saying it. But maybe I'll bring a tub out there and invite Biggie. Watch out, big boy. No, but well, so last night when we were doing it, we had all that chaos going on. With the keys, then we get to the chair, and I was so relieved because the connection that you build, right? The loyalty that you feel to them, and I was like, oh, I hope this is the place, because this was the moment to find out if it was the place. Because remember, last time we were there, not everything was touched.
So hold on. So if you don't follow Richie, what you have to realize is they had their chair in one area for a very long time. They had great people like Bigfoot's coming in, eating peanut butter, doing jam jars, moving rocks, and like placing them in certain areas, making structures. But they had a hunter that put up a tree stand right close to where their chair was. So they had to move the chair. This is why he's saying it was so exciting when he went there.
Yeah. All right, what is she doing now?
She's reading from some of the elders, probably text her going, oh, this is the...
They said the Italiano, the Italiano.
Yeah, the Italiano's on. Tanse. Thank you. And let me just, before I go on, let me just say one thing. I want to send many blessings and much respect to the elders, and of course Mama Bear Claw for their guidance through this. You know, to being open and letting us. I guess it was kind of, we did earn a lot of it. You know what I mean? And I know that, and you've made that very clear. You know what I mean? But I just want to thank everybody personally, because I haven't had the opportunity to do that to the elders. Of course,
that's the thing is you actually built that relationship, and the elders and mom are just helping you interpret what's going on.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, though. The thing that helps me sleep at night and makes me feel, when I started this, it was all about respectful research, right? And my mama raised me right, so that helped. But it was like, you know, when I went out there, when I first had activity in my backyard, it was automatic for me to hold up my hand and say hello. It was automatically for me to treat them just like a being, you know, like, hey, what's up, man? My name's Rich. You know, we might look different, but you want to play softball? I hear you probably hit a mile, right? You know, so, just normal conversation. You know what I mean?
Rich, before you got on, I don't know if you heard me, but I was actually telling people about how for your Halloween special, when you actually teamed up to do that paranormal investigation,
Oh yeah.
that before you actually did paranormal for a long
Yes.
time, and then you kind of got out of it a little bit, and then you had the Bigfoot come in on your own property, and that's what triggered your whole Bigfoot
Crazy. Yeah.
podcast.
100%. My life is nuts, and you're very good for my ADD, Sparky. Thank you. My first love was absolutely the paranormal. My grandmother, what I later on found out was my grandmother in my room when I was 7 or 8 years old. That got the curiosity up to look into that, and then I fell in love with the paranormal. I got my family into it. We had a whole family team. We went around for a decade. And had a bad experience in the end, and then I started having kids, and I didn't want to bring my kids to my kids, so I stopped doing it. And I bought,
Which is understandable.
Yeah. So it's something, and I know how to protect myself, but it's scary with the kids because they're not always in my hands, and I had many prayers and many ways of doing things, but I didn't want to keep being a spiritual crime fighter, and my baby was sleeping in a crib, so I shut it down, as much as that hurt to do, but of course the children makes it easy, right? So I bought this house in Bridgewater, and in the Bridgewater Triangle, and it was coined the Bridgewater Triangle by Lon Coleman. And yeah, I was out there. We bought it in 2002, and I had always heard things out there, but I didn't think anything of it. We own 3 acres, and it abuts 94 acres of conservation, and there's a river, big river out there, about a mile out. But it all bottlenecks, man. No, why are you showing?
And like the cool part is I understand about the paranormal stuff. Like I actually have a video up about is like you got to make sure you protect your kids and your animals and all that kind of stuff. But what's interesting is you went through that, you had that background, now you're going after Tongas, trying to understand them and get a relationship with them. And I know Mama has told you a couple times, like when you go out, you're gonna have structures here, and you go out and you find structures there.
Oh yeah, 100%. We have a lot of guidance with Mama, and it's I don't know, is Bounty talking to me or is he talking to Elder?
I think she's just asking the questions of why you would actually show.
No, I'm not. We're not showing nobody anything.
Honestly, it's just research. It's trying to figure out who they are, how they act, how we can actually be like coexistent, and they know we're not a danger. And we understand they're not a danger to us. Because there's a lot of people that will scream, Bigfoot will like hijack you, beat you up, murder you, and all that kind of stuff. Richie's kind of proving they're not that way.
Well, here we're jumping around a bit, and no, it's okay. I want to address that because I look like some dude that just jumped in, and he's a Bigfoot hunter, and we don't even use that word in my world. We're researchers, we're friends, and and I'm loyal to them. They chose me. I didn't choose them. I understand how all that works now. You know what I mean? So what I say is this, and that's a fair question, and I respect the question. What I say is this: I want people to understand we are not to harm them, we are to protect them.
Correct.
And if I can't bring it to the people, the masses, in a sense, and prove even their existence, they're just going to go out there with guns and look for a body to get famous and rich. This is all about peaceful research. You can hear me on my live events. Matter of fact, I said it last night. You don't have to show yourself to me. You can stay back. Just, you can make a noise or something like that. I just want people to understand them and that they are real, and there should be no debate. And once we discovered that they are real, I want their land, and I want them, and I want everything around them protected, because we're closing in. Whether they're from here or there, whatever you believe, we're taking down these beautiful trees all over the place. It's a crime. I just had a lot cleared right next to my house. I can't wait to sell and get the hell out of here. I got to get close to trees. I can't do that. My other house where this all happened was 3 acres, and it's all 2.5 acres of trees. 2 acres of trees. So,
and I think that's the best part between how Mama actually teaches people and your research. They're showing people that they don't have to be scared going out. Like if they get into an area where you shouldn't be, they're gonna let you know, like little rocks being thrown, a little
Yeah.
grunt, whatever. Like,
yeah, we know when
back up.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
you've
we
done
know.
that.
No,
you
no,
know,
absolutely.
you know.
And I'm going to tell you, I've been a sensitive my whole life, right? And it's been on display a few times on the live. I feel right here when it's time to go. You know, if I was that famous hungry guy where I would stay there and I'm gonna get this photo shoot, man. I'm gonna be on TV. You know, I've already been on TV. It's garbage. Don't do it. Friggin' hate it. And if you're out there listening to me, Discovery, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. But anyways, I don't need nothing right there. If I was a star, I just ruined my career. Anyways, what is my producer doing here? She's got stuff to do. Sam, what's going on?
You know, and that's the big part.
She's showing love to Mama Bear Claw.
Okay, sorry. Good job, Sam.
It's like I love
no, kick her
like
out.
Elder and you and Wojo, how you talk, especially like Mama teaches a lot, and she doesn't have a lot of videos of her actually like going out because that is kind of sacred for her or her clan.
Understood.
But when you guys are going out, you actually show you can be goofy, you can be silly, and the more you are just laid back and having fun, they come closer. They're never threatening, but they want to be part of it.
Yeah, I heard one of them call me an Italiano last night.
They did. But it kind of proves the point of like some people saying I gotta carry a gun to protect myself. It's like you need to protect yourself from bears and from humans, not from Satongas.
I'm always asked that question. We don't have the wildlife here. Perhaps big cats. I think big cats are coming into my area now, but we don't have the wildlife here where we have to carry. And I'm not going to tell you we didn't in the beginning because we did 100%. And then we just didn't no more because we don't feel we have to, because I'd be gone. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if that was the case. Elder, what was that you wanted to say?
What I had fought for over 30 plus years to share stories and how the humans understand about many creatures that are with Mother Earth, especially, you know, the It or the Star People and the Satangas. And they say, no, they don't need to know. They have to learn their own. I says, no, I'm going to fight it because I had sponsored many, many channels and became sons or daughters to me, which we call them when we do that. So teaching you and others to show respect and talk to them however you want to talk to them.
Yeah.
You want to be real with them, not be, I'm sorry. You can't do that. Because then they're going to know you're being fake that way. If you are the way you want to talk to them, then they will.
Yep.
They will respect you.
Yeah, and you know,
it's patience and trust.
Yeah, 100%.
You will get to see them closer.
Yeah, they closer. They closer than ever. Last night I feel the anxiety, not the anxiety, but it's different now. It used to be anxiety. And you can almost see it transform into last night from last time, right? Even that close. I felt a different tightness in my chest. I felt a different race in the spitting that you get in your belly when you're connected, right?
Right.
And I felt that, and it was a little bit different. And it was like, you're not going to come closer, and I'm not going to come closer, right? And then I almost, I believe, I don't want to say his name. I believe Daddy was over here making noise, breaking tree branches up high. And that's when I turned and said, it's okay. And I said his name. You know, it's your loved one. You know how we do this. And, but I just want to say, for me, I did this for 8 years alone in my backyard. And it was one of the hardest things to keep in. And it was for many different reasons that I don't need to get into right now, but my story's very documented. But I kept it quiet for a long time. And, you know, when I lost my son, Jack, that inspired me to get up off the mat and try to do something that I was, yep, there's Jackson, and try to do something that I was passionate about, because that's what I heard him tell me, and this was my passion. And I kind of came out and told everybody that I had, Bigfoot in my backyard, and this is what happened. And I would show them like different evidence, I always call it, right, to try to prove that they were there or whatever. And then I was like, it changed for me. I didn't have to prove nothing. I knew they were there. And I said, what is my common? Like, what is my end game here, right? What is my end game? My end game isn't to me. My end game is to them. To your,
Correct.
to you and your tribe and everybody. They're from the old world in a sense. And I feel like I've been asked to be here in the new world because things are changing so rapidly.
Well, and this is why you have so much activity every time you go out. You have so much responses. And
I'm sorry, Sparky.
go ahead.
I will say this. Me and 10 other elders, I won't mention their names, but we have felt, since we have watched you for a while, this was your calling. It was leading you to this new journey.
Yes.
And as you said, Jackson, he's always flying and with you.
I know.
We saw that, and I knew before you even said the eagle, the hawk, any kind of bird, it's going to come to transform to lead you. And it will also protect you. That we appreciate that how you address the land as a respect and speak to the trees, because the trees will tell you when you are being loud and goofy.
Yeah,
it excites them.
Yeah, I could feel it. I could feel it. It's amazing.
And that's what I was saying is like the reason why you're getting that is just like what Mama said. In short, you have so much respect. You're not afraid of these things. You have respect for them.
100%.
To where, yeah, you might have, your sphincter kind of go sometimes, but
it hurts. Yeah.
When I hear something over there, I think that might be the juvenile, and Daddy's back here going, I want your attention, get away from him. You automatically go, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You show the respect, and that's what the council and elders, we respect that, how you're listening, and the more you're learning, not just from your area, but the communication, and are allowing you to give that communication, and when to step back and said, thank you for letting me know.
Yep.
I truly thank you for this, because to me it is very important, because if I didn't have my trust in you, how you treat the clan, then I would have backed off, and I would not give help at all. But it's like they tell me, when I transform myself to where you're at in the trees, I can see what goes on. But the leader, he didn't like me there, and that's when I got the grunt. I said, I'm only here to observe and protect them.
Yeah.
And that's when he gave me the grunt. And I said, I'll go to another tree. And that's when I say, Rojo knows where I'm at. Because I told him, if I'm not allowed in this one, I would go here. And this is how I would tell you who's around. I can't say everything on your chat line, because then you have to learn. It's like I'm guiding you, but I can't give you the rest. You have to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Sparky.
So one thing people probably don't know is you started this happening and you had a big loss, Jack. When you decided I should actually do this, he would want me to actually do this. Now that was a big push for you, and I know it's hard a lot of times to talk about this because losing a child is beyond most of our comprehensions of trying to deal with that. You also met another person that actually lost a child, Ella, and you guys actually figured out there's a big connection between Jack and Ella.
Yep.
And brought you guys together. And don't you guys actually have a symbol of Ella on your gifting chair?
Yeah, it's we moved it from the gifted chair. Yeah, so Ella, yeah. So I had somebody come to me and tell me this whole story about basically about my son and about his daughter, how she led him to me. But it's a long story. But and he was looking for people in the Bigfoot world and stuff like that, and it kept coming back to me. And then, anyways, the story he told me put a lump in my throat, and we figured out in heaven, his daughter Ella and my son Jack know each other. And it was absolutely mind blowing because the way he put it, it was foolproof, right? The way he put it, and I was just sitting there like. And now I know my life. Like I told my brother about Bigfoot, and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "What? You're not surprised by that?" And he's like, "No, dude. Have you seen your life play out? Like you have all these crazy things happen to you, you know." So yeah, so we have a ladybug that represents Ella,
and they actually have a Facebook,
yeah, they do. So,
would you like to talk about that? Because I'm going to throw the link in the chat right now.
Throw the link in the chat. So Ella's Army in general, hashtag Ella's Army, but it's prayers for Ella over on Facebook. That has a GoFundMe page that's up all the time. Our good friend and team member from the Boots on the Ground Bigfoot Investigations team, that's his daughter. They lost her when she was 10 to pediatric cancer. It was a short 10 months, unfortunately. And he lost his daughter. So it's been very painful for them, but we like to think with our connection, we know it's meant to be when we don't question that, but we hope with our connection between the both of us who have lost children, it heals. You know, it's never going to heal, but it helps.
But you guys talking together, having that support of you both went through that helps you both. And you guys turn that connection to working with the Satongas.
Correct. Yes. So we know. All right. So what we know is this: when the ladybug started getting turned upside down, that's when I started to understand that we were being communicated with. They were trying to tell us that she was in heaven. Okay. And then they would put sticks over her, and the sticks to me signified that they were protective of her. Okay. And then the hawk feathers started showing up. And when this all happened with baby Jack, of course, I went to see somebody that psychic basically, and the hawk message came up 2 different times. And I have a video of a hawk sitting out in front of my house on a wire, not moving. I've lived here 4 years now. It was never there before, and it hasn't been there after. He flies over, but he doesn't sit on that. To me, and that was days apart, that message. So I knew that was him, and that was the message, and that it tied in. So then we start seeing the hawk feathers at our research area. And Wodger will tell you, even he says it. He's an awesome dude. He's hope he comes in. I don't know if he's driving or not, but even yesterday when
he's always driving somewhere.
Yeah. Even yesterday when we were out, we could hear the hawk over in the direction of the college. Strange enough, where all the craziness went on. Well, in the beginning.
And even Mama talked about the hawk.
Yeah, and then right, and then when Elder said it, that's 3. So I know.
Excuse me. Yep. Let's introduce our other guest.
Oh, I'm out of here. Well, oh, good. He's got no connection. Sweet. You never look better, bro. Never look better.
Hello, Rojo.
So yeah, so we've jumped around an awful lot, but you know, my story is well documented on YouTube, on social media. I thought it was the best way to get things out. My end game, so everybody knows, is to make people aware of their existence, not show them, but make them aware of the existence, and to hopefully spread peaceful research, right? Like Sparky
Yes.
brought it up. Sparky brought it up earlier about the paranormal field. They eat their own. It's a horrible field. And when I first started my podcast, I wanted to do paranormal stuff, but then I was on a platform and I watched it all this stuff go on. And between, that was one of the main reasons why I just stopped doing that. Obviously I did one for Halloween. And it was my first love. And I do believe the equipment does help us in the woods. Because there isn't just the Satanya there. There's others. And I can feel them, and I know that. But the end game is to spread that peaceful research, not get away from the paranormal field's way of thinking, right? And even stuff that I've dealt with in the Bigfoot world, where somebody, posted my picture online holding a Bigfoot track, clearly a Bigfoot track, and calling it a double bear print. And how do I think I could call myself a researcher? Really nasty with me. I never met the guy. And there was no need for it. So
if you guys haven't seen their gifting chair thing, I just put the link for the journey of the gifting chair. It kind of shows the first part of when they started doing the gifting chair and how much they've actually communicated with these guys.
Yeah, look at the Wojo. You look like a serious
God. He's mad. He's almost mad.
Does he look like a warden of a prison right now? You would know that, right?
Does he look like a bouncer? He's a bouncer right now. What is he doing?
Oh, bouncer with Wojo or something. What do you got to call it?
Hold on. Mama, where are you? I'm getting ganged up over here.
I'm trying to read the message.
Yeah.
They're saying, the Italiano and the boob man. Boob man is
what? The
I don't know how to say it.
Did you call him a boob man? Did you say boob?
No. Good man.
Goon?
Wood. Like wood.
Oh, woman. Woo.
That means man present.
Oh.
He's the sexy mother. Come
Don't
on.
unwrap that. Hey, don't unwrap that present.
Wait, let me get mine in. Boom.
Damn. I love it.
He'll wreck you.
Boom.
Wow.
Kaboom.
Yeah, wow. Hi, Robin. Hi, Face the Ace. Hi, everybody on the side.
Everybody's going to freak out now.
Yeah, so, all right. So, Bonnie wants to know. Yeah, so Wojo and I knew each other for many years, and we played softball together and against each other for a long time. When I started my podcast, I noticed this weirdo kept messaging me after the shows asking me questions, And I said, I would say, no, it's just a joke. I am wearing pants. Relax, buddy. You know what I mean? It got weird. So, no, but he showed a really, really deep interest. He showed a really deep interest in Bigfoot and what was happening, and he couldn't believe
the
that.
no pants thing. He interested in the no pants thing
As well. Yes,
we don't know. We don't know.
We're not sure yet. It's still the verdict isn't out yet. But no. So he kept, we would have great conversations, and he would ask me great questions. And then it came a time, my executive producer of my podcast, and actually the business end of this is my podcast. She's my partner in this. And she was supposed to come out with me and this brother and sister that were doing recordings and stuff like that in the woods. And her and her son got COVID. And I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I can go alone. And then I started, my creative mind gets going. And I'm like, I went down the list in my head, and he was like, whatever on the list. And his name just kept popping out at me. And I'm like, dude. So I got a hold of him.
He was number 34 on the list.
Yeah, 37. But no, I didn't call anybody else. It was just a visual list in my head. And I went, oh, that's the dude. And I said, hey, I call him up and I go, yo, bro. And he's like, what? I go, you want to go do some research tomorrow, Bigfoot in North Central Mass? And he's like, and I could hear him. I go, oh, what's up? And he's like, oh, I've been playing cards, and he's drinking beers or whatever he was doing. And you could, he got kicked again. You could tell he got maybe a little buzz going, right? And I said, I just got to know it's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. He's like, what? dude's it's like 10 at night. Dude's you know he's gonna have a headache come 7 a.m. right? So he goes, you know what? Yeah, I do want to go. And I brought him out with us, and I didn't say nothing. He's a hunter for 30 years with his family.
And that's the cool part. He is a hunter.
Right. And that was one of the reasons why, because I'm a structure guy. And I was basically laughed at in this field that's not scientific enough. And I'm like, you guys.
Wait. Is a structure guy, is that another name for a hood rat?
It sure is, boy. you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm a structure guy. And like I said, I got laughed at. It's not scientific. And I'm like, these guys are not critically thinking here. I know what I saw in my backyard. I know I did this 8 years by myself, staring at these structures in my backyard going, there's no way the wind did that. There's no way. And then the dream catcher came along. And once the dream catcher came along, there was zero chance of any wind doing that. So I knew 100% that Satania was out there doing these structures. And people would go, oh, yeah, then what for? And I'd go, oh, is it a clan marking? And I go like this. I go, they got no Xbox out there. They're out there 365, dude. What do you think? There's many, many reasons for this. But anyways, we don't need to get into all that. So then when I brought him out, I didn't say nothing. I let the dude just look. And that's what I do. If I point once, you're gonna take away from any validation. Let them look. Let them tell you. Let them validate your mind. Right. And then they will learn. So that's the same way whenever anybody that goes out with me that's new, just look, right, Woj?
Yeah, I mean, you're 1,000%, because when I was looking at like this one structure in this backyard, and then I go, what's up with this? He goes, I don't know, you tell me. And then I started doing a breakdown, except for I started from the bottom up, and I'm like, well, first of all, this tree's stressed out. And why is there, like, when they intertwine and all that? Because I'm looking around up in the air to see, like, there's no other trees around this area. So nothing didn't come down. There's no scales on the tree, meaning the branches that are full with the leaves. And my biggest thing, and I always say this, is you don't see any scratch marks on the tree or scours. And Richie was just like, wow. And
that's another point, is like what you guys have found, not like people can say it's whirlywinds, like the magic whirlywinds in the middle of the forest that only affects like a certain area. But you guys have found trees with the roots on them turned upside down and hung in a tree.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's been more recent, I think. But the stuff that we were finding, like I would look at him going, you ever see that before? Because hunters, to me, I get a lot of, pardon me, no offense to anybody, I get a lot of negativity from them. I've been out in the woods for 1,000 years. I ain't never seen anything I didn't know what was out there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, what are you looking for? Exactly. Like, what exactly are you looking for? What is it? What I want to know what is it that you're clued in on that you need? Oh, wait, you're hunting deer.
That's the problem. You have hunters, and everybody it's a hunter. There are hunters that go out one time a year. There's other hunters that scout every part of every month in the year. And then they go out and they're not only just hunting, they're observing, they're actually protecting the forest. Like Wojo, like when he walks through, I can see him scanning for tracks. I can see him scanning for like if there's limbs have been broke. All that, like this last video you guys did, you were like, holy crap, something came through here huge because everything's broken on the ground. Yeah, there's a difference.
Also, too, if you watched yesterday's show, is the glyphs. And when you see branches being pulled from the tree itself, which is the knot of a tree, and it's I would say, Rich, you might have to help me out. I'm going to say it's approximately like 16 inches in diameter, something like that. It's very, very thick. That is perfectly straight. I mean, I've never seen one straight up and down like that. Now, I've seen other pictures that people show much bigger trees, again, upside down. And what we got, it's near the old gifting chair, and it's second to none what we see out there. And And you have to say to yourself, well, what is that? Why is it here? And things like that. So now we're in um, that bar that we're at, because we keep going up and up. Because the reason why I say that is because it takes a while for us, me and Richie, to understand. And that's what we've been doing, is it's researching. You constantly have to ask the questions. You have to, reach out to, Mama Bear Claw or others out there, just pick people's brains. And then we all help each other out. Because we have nothing to share. We're sharers. We have nothing to hide.
I think that's the cool part, though, because like you watch other people, they're just going out there saying, I'm trying to take a photo of Bigfoot, or I'm trying to get a track of Bigfoot. You guys are going out there, and at this point, you're not only trying to get every evidence you can, you're actually trying to communicate using rocks, using devices, sticks. You're actually documenting things that are put out that look like they could be like orograms, or they could be symbols, and doing directionals like, old woodsmen would like blaze a side of a tree. Your guys are saying like they're all pushing the trees one way, like you need to walk that way, away from your game camera, showing where to walk. That's the interesting part. You guys are not just out there to get a photo of Bigfoot. You're actually researching of what they're doing and how they're doing it.
There was one day me and Richie went out. We went heading towards the folly, and we went from the maple tree to the main path. And as we got to the main path, we can hear them walking all, everywhere. And then they started throwing things at us. But when they throw things at us, I mean, it's not like at us personally. It's like, nearby. But I remember just kept looking at Richie like, I think they're playing around, because there's no intent, like malicious intent. So I'm like, so me and him started throwing sticks back, but like, not way in the woods to try to hit him. Yeah. But it kept going back and forth. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, this is awesome, because it's that you feel it too, because it's that relationship. And that's what this whole of our investigation is, just building this relationship.
And I think Mama's going to be able to explain this better, but like what you guys are doing, when people say they throw things at you, I've had stuff thrown in front of me, like, don't go there. Or little pebbles or whatever to kind of go, I'm here. That's their like, hi.
Sparky, can you hold that 1 second? I just want to say hi real fast. I got to go to my eye doctor right now, but I just thought I'd pop in and say hello, because I love yous all. And obviously into Mama Bear Claw's audience, that Mama Bear Claw is beautiful. She's the best. And I just want to thank her for everything that she does for me and Richie, and for others out there, our community, and her community is our community too. We love yous all, and just want to say many blessings. Hi. Tansei.
Awesome.
Tansei. Okay.
Tansei. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah, so I think Sam said it best earlier. Best decision I've ever made. Right. And I think that you're guided towards that, right? To the people that you want to bring closer to you. I've learned lessons on the human scale that, oops, I shouldn't have done that. Or, that person doesn't have the right soul or the right intentions. Wojo is as pure as God made him. And he's an absolute class act. And when the hard part was with my podcast, which I had deemed as therapy at the time after losing my son, and I was able to talk and laugh and joke again. And I came to a conclusion where I want to have a co-host, and I'm like, it was a hard decision to give up a part of me that I considered, sacred, because it's therapeutic for me. It's about my son, Jack. And I gave it to the right person. I think Jack brought me right to him, helped me make that decision. Wojo has been nothing. He's the one who named the logo you see behind me. That's Jackson, Jack's son. And that's Wojo named him. That's what he felt he should be named. And that's the kind of guy he is. He didn't think of himself. Matter of fact, yeah, exactly. There he is. And we were having a contest of some sort, and we went and got a T-shirt or something. He goes, "I'll just send a T-shirt out to whoever wins it." But that's his name. So, and that's the kind of dude he is, man. He's become an unbelievable critical thinking researcher. You know, I mean, Sparky, you've seen it on display. All that messaging, the golf balls. You know, he goes out and speaks to, you know, Elder on the side. Ernie Davio is another one who's a real good communicator, critical thinker. If you don't know the Ernie Davio story, go watch the Ernie Davio story. Just put in Ernie Davio. You can literally Google the guy. He's a very near dear friend of ours, and he's another one that offers guidance and support to us. And
yeah, Wojo's called me like randomly and was just like, "What do you think about this? I was thinking about doing that." You know, he's really trying between what he's trying to like think about and you and what you're trying to think about, how you guys come together. And you guys are both so open, and you're such a good pair because you have different backgrounds, but you still have fun doing everything, and you're willing to try anything.
Right.
That's the cool part, you know.
There it is. Wojo says, "Boom." It actually worked. That actually worked with the green screen. That's crazy. I didn't think it would. Awesome. I love it. So yeah. Yeah, you're right, and that's the thing with Wojo and I is that the chemistry is awesome. No one's ever right, right or wrong. There's none of that going on. We understand each other's humor. We talk constantly on the phone. My kids call him Uncle Wojo. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's how we become so close, and I think even the Satanga will feel that as well. You know what I mean? That there is
definitely.
There's none of that bad vibe or putting two magnets together and they're pushing away. It's none of that stuff. We have our debates, and we keep by our rule. Our rule is respectful debate. Respect. You could criticize. But to be cynical is different. You know what I mean? So to be critical of one another's decisions or thoughts or theories. That's awesome. That's healthy stuff. You can do it in a respectful manner. Nobody's ever. How many times have you gotten in a fight and come to a good conclusion? You know what I mean? You don't. If you get in a fight with a loved one, you calm down, then you talk calmly and get to the conclusion. But nobody wins a fight.
Well, that's the cool part is like I have seen you guys. We have been on personal chats and we've actually talked, and it's not a conflict. It's like we want to try like everybody's idea, but what's the best one to do now?
Right.
You want to listen to you want to listen to everyone's conversation or ideas. If it fits for your idea that you come up with, okay, well, yeah, that's sounds what I'm doing. All right, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
This is
exactly.
Everyone goes in the forest, woods. Mother Earth addresses everything, and you have to understand that.
Let me just touch on that. We learned that, and I tell everybody, the research evolves, right? If you're outside of the know, but with what you just said, we understand that they're guiding us where they kind of want what they want us to know. Especially with the recent type of communication that we've had with them has been out of this world. Okay. And the other thing is this, for me, when I got into this, I was blessed with no ego. I'm not saying when I was a young teenager or something, I had to learn my way. There is no ego here. I don't need to be the one who found anything. I feel good about building a community.
Let me touch on that real quick. Because there has been a couple problems where some people have left because their ideas or whatever they were pushing through didn't happen. The good part about Richie and Wojo is they do listen to everybody. They do try to fit in what can work the best at the time they're doing it. But they also, Richie has to kind of go, there's some things I'm just not going to do because he's responsible for all of this, and he feels responsible contacting the Bigfoot of how he's doing it. And if it's going to be taken negatively, like he has to actually have a hold on that. So a lot of people were like, well, he had an ego or he didn't want to do this. Is like, it's his show. And he's the one going out there and walking up to these things, not you.
Yeah.
So him and Wojo have to have the final say of what's going on.
No, and I appreciate you seeing that. And you know, unfortunately, there is I hate saying this word, business part of this, because I can't financially keep doing this all the time. You know what I mean? And you guys, a lot of people have been very, very, very gracious with the, you know, being monetized and all that. And all that does is pay for what you see here and equipment and gas and stuff. I'm not paying my bills with that. You know what I mean? And it was years and years of just taking out of my own pocket. You know what I mean? So there is you know, we all understand the rule of money. I didn't create it. Don't be mad at me. I just have to play by the rule. But I'm not sitting there. I'm live. I'm unedited. I'm not telling you lies. So, you know, to get money, that ain't what it is. I'm right there on a live. You can see everything I do, hear everything I say. You can be part of that. You're a virtual investigator with us. Your ideas matter. You're part of the team. That is true to us. The other thing is, I'm going to say is, we have found people that are experts in certain fields. For instance, the Vogel brothers, they're expert wilderness men. They are. That's what they had a business for 20 years. They just so happened to be into Bigfoot because they had an experience. So we go to them. So if I don't know an animal sound, I don't know an animal poop, I don't know an animal this or that, I can go to them and they can answer me. There's a linguist that we go to. We go to a linguist, right? I'm actually in the market for another one. But anyways, it's a long story. So if we get something on audio, which we have, by the way.
Yes, you have.
Yes, we have. It is huge. But anyways, that's a different story. You know, we can go to the linguist. It's not about ego here. You know, it's about getting the right answers. We can turn to Elder. We can turn to Ernie Davio. People, Sparky with his technology wisdom that he has. You know, he knows. We go to him. We don't want to even put anything out. Some of this stuff, it's so big. We're afraid to just give it out to the world because they're going to destroy it like they do everything freaking else, like the lot next to my house right now. Don't get me started. Anyways. So,
well, that's true. That is very true, because it's just like that's how I was arguing with the elders in the council, because I think I'm not on the res living there. I did do all the investigation growing up with them, showing me how to continue on. But with my clan, it's private. I don't show many photos or videos, because this is what we do for our tribal nations, ledgers. But I encourage those who willing to do their own investigation. This is how they learn. This is how they communicate. You have to have that trust and patience to understand who they are, as they have to do for you, because they've known humans like to destroy and hurt.
It's a mess.
From my clan doesn't like firearms, and when they smell it, they give warnings. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Every Satanga has a different vocal sound.
Oh yeah.
They are not all the same. Like they say, the Sierras and Oregon, they're not quite as loud like they say. It's because it's electronically doing many things.
Enhancement, yeah.
Well, you know, and this is the part of like what Richie was talking about, having such a vast amount of people with different backgrounds and different specialties. Like Mom was a good example. Like I have got recordings. I'm like, I have never heard this in my property ever before, and it sounds Native American. Could you listen to it? And she translated it for me. She's like, yeah, that's Blackfoot. I'm like, awesome. Like, this is where everybody comes together. And like you said, no egos. It's like if everybody shares information, especially like we won't share it with like the world right away, but we talk amongst ourselves, gotta go and help me out. Mama's helped me so many times, I can't even count. Be honest with you.
Question, Richie. And let me read it first. When your calling was for the paranormal, were you able to sense or see when you were doing it?
Question. I'm sorry.
This is from Long John.
All right, sorry. Everything froze up right when you went to ask that question, and it spun around, and then you popped back on the screen. So I did not hear the beginning of that. I don't know what it is. It's probably
She's asking you if you ever, when you're doing the paranormal stuff at first, did you ever see anything, feel anything? Did you have like a sixth sense, or you could actually visually see things?
This is one of the elders asking me to ask you.
So D, all the above. So I my mind's eye was the strongest. That was my strongest sense. And every once in a while I would get the visual. When I was a child, 100%, like I'm looking at you right now, I saw my grandmother that she passed away when my father was 13. I had never seen her before, but I described her to a T apparently. And to the point where my father was an atheist and he was like, what? Like they couldn't, I described down to her limp, how her hair was, the brooch she was wearing, and what she was buried in, her clothes. And she knew my name. She rubbed my hair, everything, and said Richard. And there goes look at my goosebumps. Woo! I love you. My fourth born son carries her maiden name as his middle name, Walker. So she was my connection to the afterlife, or the life, I should say. I don't like calling it the afterlife. It's actually the life to me. So, and then on another occasion, I did a house reading, and what happens is your mind's eye will direct you somewhere, and then when you know you're right, I get this stomach feels like anxiety, like a wash machine on spin, and it starts going, so I know I'm correct. And then it's first thought. Don't let the adult human muddy waters say something. Think. You don't want to. It just goes. And on that reading, I saw another one, an elderly woman. She was very, very, very ornery, coming up the hallway at me, yelling about the living room and how the living room supposed to have a fireplace in it. And I turned around and I looked at the owner. I said, there's a woman in the hallway. She's very, very angry. I said, oh, and there was a gentleman, but I didn't see him physically. He was in my mind's eye. He went out the back door and just stood on the porch looking out like he was looking at a field, but it really wasn't a field at this point. And so basically that told me, because it's symbolic, that she was the boss of the house and he would go out to the farm and work basically to get away from it. So I turned around to the owner and I said, why is there not a fireplace in your living room anymore? And her mouth dropped to the floor, and she walked over to her bedroom door and opened the door, and there was the fireplace, which used to be the living room. So the lady was telling me that she was mad that the fireplace, was supposed to be in the living room, and she don't like what they did with the house. So the funny part was the owners didn't know any of this stuff. 2 days later, I got a phone call. Apparently, she went to town hall because I got her curiosities up, and she started researching. And it was an old farmhouse. She sent me an article of the pictures of the obituaries of the older gentleman that was in the denim suspenders, and out in the farm. There was a huge, I guess he owned like all this land, which is local to me. I know which land she's talking about. And the wife was the problem around the town. Like, she didn't take, if you went there as a public official, she'd come out and be like, get off my lawn. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Right.
So it's a little bit of everything, but my mind eye is strongest, and visually I can put together a person without physically seeing them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'll say I see it. One time we were in a cemetery. I used to go there to warm up. I was always respectful. It wasn't something that I would tell the novice to do. But we were always respectful. We always said prayers for the people, prayers for ourselves, protection wise. And I remember I had my niece and my nephew. It was a family thing. So my nieces were out with me, my brother, my brother-in-law, my sister, my nephews came out and their spouses. And we were in this particular cemetery. And I went over to this bush. And it was overgrown. And I'm sorry.
No, I'm answering her back. Sorry.
She's like, hello. But I felt sad because the rhododendrons were so overgrown. Like, to me, it looked like nobody cared for it. And then I felt sorrow. And I went over to it, and it was it started with a B. I can't remember. It was a long name. I can't remember how to say it really. And I walked away, and I had spoken to him for a few minutes, and I walked away, and we were like almost a football field away. And I turned around, I looked at my oldest niece, and I said, take your boyfriend. And I said, go over to, do you see that big bush over there? I said, I want you to go over there and say hi to him. And she says, say hi to who? And I said, Mr. So-and-so. I said, I already met him. So she goes, okay. Now I heard him kind of say to me, hey, you know, I'm still lonely, basically, right? So I wanted people to acknowledge him. So I sent her over there. Now, there's a rule whenever you do any paranormal investigation. The number one rule in paranormal investigation, no, that's not true. The number one rule in paranormal investigation is no whispering. But anyways, number 1B,
Yes.
number
Always.
1B, no running. You don't run. So you don't know where you are, first of all, most of the time if you're doing readings, and there's a lot of granite in cemeteries. And you don't want to disrespect them and run over them or knock over their stone or whatever the case might be, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden, I turn around and walk away to go to the next task, so to speak, and I hear screaming. And her and her boyfriend are running out of there fast as they can up to me. And the boyfriend looks at me and goes, what the hell did you do that for? And I said, whoa, who are you talking to? And he goes, we got right when they got up to the bush, the whole rhododendron went like shook. So he's a trickster. So I said, I didn't know that was, I'm over here. I didn't know that was going to happen. What are you talking about? So I had figured out that
That's hilarious.
yeah, he was a trickster and wanted to play a game. And that's what he did. And they talk about that their whole lives. That was their big paranormal thing, you know. Why don't you whisper? Yeah.
It's for audio.
Yeah. So whenever you're recording and you whisper into your phone right now, if you whisper into your phone right now, wait a couple hours, come back and play it and hit it, and you're gonna go, what the hell was that? Because it comes across like, and it actually can break frequency. So a really good Class A EVP will break frequency. And one of the last investigations I did, we were again in another cemetery, and I went there upon request for this particular the darkness that was there, and I wanted to see it was of this earth or whatever the case might be. So we do a Michael the Archangel prayer, and I would have this technique. I'd take a picture and see what was on it, live review. And this one had this huge orb over it, right over my little niece's head. Well, not little, but she's little to me, head. And I said, hey, let's do an EVP. I had this orb. And I don't believe in all orbs. Some of them are just light, and some of them are just dust, and some of them are just bugs. I get it. I was experienced at the time. I knew what I was looking for. It was self-illuminating. It was doing its own thing. There was no flash, nothing. I don't use a flash if you're out doing paranormal stuff. They'll show themselves to you. Don't worry. So we did that, and we did live playback on the EVP. And we got a Class A. It's still on my EVP recorder that I don't play. I actually took the batteries out because it makes me feel safer. And you hear it go, like it breaks in, and you hear this gentleman's voice clearly go, get out. And he breaks out. And I said, okay, guys, time to leave. And I figured out right then and there, to me, that it was not of this earth. The way the voice sounded, the way he directed it, you kind of know when you do paranormal for a long time.
They do sound, they sound, actually have one or have two. This is, hold on. This is what an EVP sounds like.
Yes.
It's very whispery. It's very
yes.
it breaks a little bit.
Yes.
That's why you don't whisper, because if you whisper just off your recorder, you can't tell which ones are which.
Right.
Yes, yes, Bounty. When you're using a EVP, it can be many things. It could be a portal, or someone angry coming over, or someone from the past, or someone from the land. But it is important to know the difference. Sometimes you get blinded for what it's saying, or if the energy that's taken out from it can go into you.
Right.
So many people.
Sorry, Elder. Sorry. No, and to follow up on that too is I never record unless I'm asked to. And when I use any electronics in the paranormal world, I would always explain to them, I can't necessarily always hear you. I'm trying to give you a voice. I want, communicate. Because being a sensitive, I have found that a lot of them want to be heard. Some of them need to be crossed over. Some of them are stuck.
Right.
Some of them are being followed by darker forces, and they want to break free of them. And there's many ways you can do this and help them. And that's always been my goal on anything I do. And I'm true to that. And I truly believe on 3 different occasions we were able to cross somebody over. And to me, that is like giving them a new life. That is like reviving that. That is like CPR. That is like, bringing them back, literally, pardon me, from the dead, and giving them to God and giving them to the light, and not making them still roam in this darkness or this purgatory world, right? Where they just kind of roam and they don't know. There's still feelings. People say, oh, you don't feel, you don't get hungry, you don't do this, you might not get hungry, but you definitely feel. And that's why you have an angry entity or a playful one, right? Because it's feelings, it's emotion. It's not always just Scott and the electricity. There's actually something behind that electricity. So I would always announce what I was doing and why I was doing it. And a lot of times I was able to communicate with people in that sense. We had an experience in my house when I was a single dad with Maddox, raising him, and I can't say the houses were haunted because I have activity here. So I think it's just me and whoever is here or bound to here or wants to be here or however it works, just let themselves known, or some might follow me. No big deal. But here in this place I was staying in, Jessica and I had just been, we were dating for a couple of years or something at the time. And we're kind of laying there watching a movie, and I felt this cold come over me, but it wasn't at my head and it wasn't at my knees. It was right here. It was like this wide. And I said, oh, that's like a torso. That's like a waist. And then all of a sudden I felt it come over the top of me and get closer. And I went, oh my God, it's leaning over to her. And all of a sudden she goes, I just got freezing cold right on my face. And I said, yeah, I know. He's been here for like 10 minutes. Now, this is someone fairly new in my life, and here we go, right? And she goes, what the hell's that mean? I said, oh, just stay calm. I said to him,
Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry. I'll take any blessings I can get, even if it's somebody else's. Thank you. So I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to let her understand you. And he stood there, and I took her hand, and you can ask her to come right down. And this is somebody that's never experienced this stuff. And I outlined the body, right down to the waist, up around the arm, back up to the arm, and then around the head, down to the shoulder, down the other side. And then I took her hand, and I moved her right through the middle. And she went, oh my God. And I said, yeah. I go, what do you feel? And she goes, it's cold and tingly, like electric jello. And I said, yeah. And then she goes, well, who do you think it is? So I said, well, let's get out the K2 and talk. I had an idea already, but I said, let's get out the K2 and talk. And I started showing her how I investigated, female, male, those questions, and I just finally came out after about 40 minutes or so. And I said, are you Maddox's grandfather? And the thing just went, and I said, I got goosebumps again. Oh goodness. And I go, I said, sir, he's safe with me. And she's safe as well. I made a good choice, and I want you to know that. And I haven't seen him since. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. And Maddox was one that had a friend named Jackson, strangely enough, when he was a kid. How's that? Right? Really crazy, right? So he would always tell me about his friend Jackson. So again, Jess was over. We were in the living room. He's in his room. He starts screaming. Now this is a kid that would just go through books for hours. So he's going through his books, and also I hear him scream. I go running in, and I go, what's wrong? He goes, Jackson hit me. And I said, well, Jackson's your friend. Why would he hit you? And he goes, because the man told him to. I went, ah! So again, a fairly new relationship. She's like, who's the man? I said, oh, that's the different man. Anyways, so we learned about the man, and I got him out of my house because he wasn't allowed to be there. He went out to sell a window.
There you go.
He went out to sell a window about this big. So yeah, so I've had a lot of experiences with that stuff, and it's something. Thank you for letting me share that. it's something
course.
it's something I truly love, and I honor it as a gift, just as I honor the Satanya as a gift. I was truly chosen by them. If you guys, watch my story and hear how it happened, you'll understand I don't want to call anything unique because everybody's experiences are unique because they're theirs, but
Right.
it was pretty wild how they approached me in my backyard, and years of cat and mouse and all that stuff, and to where we are at now. And I got to credit Wojo for help basically bringing it to another level with his really good critical thinking on trying to communicate with them, and his humbleness to go out to Elder and Sparky and Ernie Davio and the Vogels and try different ways of communication, the golf balls and the sticks, the shapes.
Well, I think you guys are actually now understanding, and I think Momo's will back me up on this one. When you're dealing with Satangas, there is also a spiritual aspect that's next to it. So usually if you have them there, you will have little people around the area. You'll have spiritual activity around the area because it's a safe haven, because they are the guardians of the woods.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly, it's being blessed, allowing others to try to communicate with them and understand them. If you were not welcome into their area, they will make it known.
Yes. And like I said, and I got to get going in a minute because my kids want to play outside. But I'll say this: when I first had my very first, I call it flanking.
When he says kids, he has like 20 kids, just so everybody knows.
Last count was 83, but who's counting? But I've been very blessed. I'll tell you what. If you know my story, I'll just tell you this: I was homeless at 14. I'm very, very, very blessed, not just be here, but to be given so much. When I had my first flanking experience, when I knew there was one here, it was always the shoulders. And it happened a few times. But when I had my first flanking experience, I was very scared. I was scared. And halfway through it, I felt this calm come over me. And I was able to just, yes, Sage, I'm very busy. And I was able to put my hands like this. And I said, everything's okay. I said, I'm going to back out now. I said, I'm not here to harm you. And please don't harm me. I said, I have babies just like you probably do. And I just talked to him like a person, like a human.
Exactly. That's all you can do.
Like my friend. And I walked backwards to the game trail. Now, they got tricky the next time. They 3-pointed me. I had one here, and I went to do the same thing, and I heard scuffling behind me, and I went, put my hands back down. I go, oh, how the hell do I do this? Right?
Turn around.
Yeah. So I put my hands up. Now I don't know if they can understand me speaking English. I have no idea. So I'm like,
they understand.
Oh, well, they sure do. And I got my hands up and I said the same thing to him. And then I said, but I'm going to leave now. But this guy here, he's got to get out of my way. Please. That's where my home is. You know that. And I waited. It was like 30 seconds. It felt like an eternity. And I swear to you, I heard the scuffling. He went from middle of my spine. That's why you saw me last night get nervous. Middle of my, because usually they're angled. The one that goes behind my spine makes me nervous. I don't know. It doesn't feel comfortable. But he went from here to there. And then I heard him. You can hear him. You ever hear him nestle when they find a spot they're going to look at you? And you hear the moving, and then all of a sudden you hear that little extra.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, okay." And nothing. I go, that must mean it's time for me to go. I didn't look. I didn't try to turn around. I didn't do any of that. I gave them my trust as they were giving me theirs. And I walked backwards, almost falling 5 times, but I got to my end of my game trail. I turned around and I waved to them and I said, "Thank you guys so much." And then shortly after that, I started my gifting stump, and the bond became just greater. And it's amazing, But I'm truly blessed to have you in my life, Elder, and Sparky. You're a great friend and very smart dude. You know a lot of stuff and really good with electronics, man. Sometimes I get worried my shit's bugged because Sparky's on here. You know what I mean? So, but I just want to end this because I got to go outside with my kids. But I want to ask you this, Elder. This is your month, correct? Is this the Heritage Month?
Yes.
Where everybody should be honored, right?
Yes.
You should be honored all the time. We all should be. We're all the good people should be, right? But this is where, like, for instance, we had pediatric, like, different cancer awareness and all that stuff, and people should be put up in the lights. You know what I mean? And be like, hey, man, you know, and this. I want to do this on my show. So November 15th. We want to do a round table with you and a few others you might know. I put my feelers out to put a round table together of all our indigenous, Native American, however you want to say that. I like them both. I don't know how you feel. I like them both. Just don't call them just don't call them Italianos. Whatever you do. No, but trying to be respectful. We want to have a round table. We want you and a group to come to our that we have sent invitations to the podcast, November 15th, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And what we want to do is not just get to know you. We want to present, as you're going to have an unfair advantage because you know a lot, our research to all of you, and we want the blessings from everybody, right? As we've gotten from you, and we want your input and knowledge, and we're asking for that gracefully and respectfully, which I know I have with you, but we're going to ask the others as well. So November 15th, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we will be honoring our indigenous people on our show.
That's freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome.
And not only that, Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal, that you guys all saw on the side, my amazing producer and amazing friend. We love her dearly. She is currently, that's why I was kind of giving her a hard time, making up an honorable video that we can play throughout the month, honoring the tribes all over the world, really. And I
nationwide, tribal nationwide.
What was that?
That's cool.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Tribal nationwide.
Tribal nationwide. All right. Just text me. Make sure I get it right. All right. I'm just an idiot sometimes about things. You know, I'm trying to understand. You know, I'm like, oh, you're going.
Dude, I'll help you. I'll help you as much as I can. I'm just saying.
I'm doing my best. You know, but the beautiful part is, this is what I wanted to say earlier. We've been recognized by the tribal nations, right?
Yes.
Because of our research and the way we do it.
All about research.
No, but you know what? For me as a man and as a human, and I know I'm doing it right. When you are coming to us and you're saying, hey, man, this is unbelievable the way you're doing this. This is the right way to do it. This is with love. This is with care. This is with respect. Now I know I'm doing it correctly. And,
Richie, you got a comment in the down there about they could actually
Sage
contact.
says, I could reach out to Jerry and Ella Williams, Choctaw Tracker, and see if they have any interest in joining that. Let me know.
That would be me. Yeah, I absolutely, because like I said, we already have I wanted like 5 or so, you know what I mean? But I think the more the merrier, because I got ADD, so it helps when I have more people.
No.
It helps when I have more. I'm on my medicine right now, and I'm like, it's softball night. That's why. See,
I have to, like, in the chat, I have to explain what he's saying half the time because he's like,
I know, and I got that Boston accent where I parked the car in the Harvard yard. But if you go over to, if I may plug a little bit, if you go over to Facebook, Bigfoot Banter with Richie B, the messages are easier there. I don't know, YouTube, I guess you can message, but I don't know if you can private message on YouTube. I don't think so.
Not on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, any help would be great. And if you could put a good word in for us and help them understand, or reach out to Elder if Elder knows them, and maybe she'd give us her blessing. and all the other elders. Thank you so much. And
I
so
will.
we're
I will
excited for
continue
that.
to speak with them.
Well, we're excited for that because Wojo especially, he's like, Rich, I would, because I told him what I kind of wanted to do. And he's like, I would love that because his messaging is important right now. And you know that.
Yes.
You've seen how we moved. Listen, we moved the gifting chair to where they wanted us to.
They were leading you the way and the area to put it in.
I knew because I said to Wojo, I said, it's got to go in the peat moss in that place over there by the university. And that was a week prior when we moved it the first time. Right. So I had said that. And then when we did the ovulus and the word moss came up and we both froze and looked at each other and I went, yep. And then you go through these little trials where you're like, they did the peanut butter. Remember, they took the vertebra and put the peanut butter in the tree. But the key to that was, I said to him, the key to that was, yes, he looked into the messaging and found out what it meant. But they opened the top, they slid their digits in, took peanut butter out, then put the top back on. They didn't finish it. Basically, what they were saying to us was that this is the spot, right? And we're giving you a sign that it's a spot because we took down the vertebra and put the peanut butter where the vertebra was. Right? Now, I know it sounds crazy to everybody out there, but you got to watch the live events and see them and understand what I'm saying. I know, I'm sorry.
And that was the one thing, like when you guys went to move that, I remember I talked to you a little bit. I talked to Wojo a little bit. And I'm like, they made that a sacred area because of the display of the spine. And you're like, but we have to move it. And I was like, okay, trust your gut. I'm like, I'm not there. It's like, you guys just trust your gut. And you did.
I couldn't get out of that spot fast enough. And I grabbed the vertebra with me and I hung it up in the second spot. And now, I mean, I have many of these in my studio, over 30 of them. I would love to have that in my studio right now, like right on my desk. But I knew that it wasn't for me. And I knew it wasn't supposed to come with me. I hung it where we put it. And guess what? It was gone. And when it was gone, it said, stop here. That's what it meant to me. Stop here, because wherever we went, I put the spine. And then when I got to this last spot and it was gone, I said, whoa, that means we're in the right spot. Now.
Did you smudge it?
I'm not. Yeah. So Patriots look good, huh? Great team.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. So Wojo's laughing at me right now. Shut up, you. No. So I didn't even. I was so caught up in the moment, elated with what was going on. But the key was the two investigations up until this one.
Yes. They're very pleased at where it is now.
Right. And we know, and I'll tell you, because the first one was a sign that we were in the right spot. The second one, they kind of picked, but not really did a whole lot. I got a little nervous. And this time when we went back, it looked like the other spot. Everything was cleaned out like a dishwasher. And I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the prints. And then when we discovered that structure, mind you, they built a structure next to the old gifting chair. And I said,
and
what is that?
That was honoring you guys.
And it's identical to the structure that's above the gifting chair now. We stood there. I looked up and he goes, Richie, that looks like the other one. And I went, oh my God, they were telling us to come here. They told us to look for this. I couldn't believe it. It's nuts. Hi, I'm coming right out. I'll be right there. They're at my window now. But,
your delivery service is at this chair.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. So anyways, if you don't mind, Elder, if I may, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notify button, come out live with us, offer your insight, wear your headphones, watch us on TV. You are part of the investigation. This is not an ego thing. Please, your virtual investigators. I want everybody to come on the show, by the way, all my virtual team. I did it once before you guys got here. I'd love to do it again. I would love everybody to join us. Know that we do this.
And Elder's always on there with you guys.
Yes, Elder will tell you we do this with the utmost respect. Please understand that.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna apologize. It's who I am. Sometimes I get goofy, very erratic. I swear. I say bad.
No need to, you're being you.
I'm
Don't
being me. I'm being me.
When I tell you Richie,
Yeah.
then
Yeah. No, I know. I hear it and I go, okay, sorry. But I just want the audience to know to be warned sometimes. And my mother did raise me to be chivalrous gentleman. It's just when you're out there and you're excited, things come out of your stupid gullet that you can't stop sometimes.
It's
That's
clean, but
okay.
it's adult channel.
Yeah, it's an adult channel, no kids, definitely. So thank you, everybody. Podcast is every Saturday night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This week, we actually go over some of Wojo and I's research. So if you want to come in and see, we got some great audio. We'll probably be reaching out to Sparky to help us clean it up a little bit, but it's on video audio. So I can actually upload it myself without needing a whole encyclopedia. So come on down. 6 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday night. Hang out with the Banter Richie B podcast crew and my co-host Wojo. Right? Great job to all.
Have a good night, bro, with your
Yep.
kids.
And wish me
Many
luck in the
blessings
softball.
and
Softball
hydrate.
playoffs. Softball playoffs tonight.
Oh, good luck, dude.
Let's go Vols, man. It's a draft team, and I
There we
love
go.
these guys. I love them, and I'm 54, and I'm playing with a bunch of young bucks. So hopefully, baby Jack will come with me. I got my baby Jack.
You'll be there.
Yep.
You will see.
Watch
your
your knees, dude. Watch
She's
your
always
knees.
there watching.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I really appreciate everything you do for us. I truly do, man. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. And
Thank you for joining.
I love you, baby Jack. I love you, Mama. Thanks for having me. I'll see you later.
Wojo says
Bye-bye.
boom.
Wojo says bye.
Boom. Alrighty. As it is, I'm Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Many call me Mama Bear Claw. I'm coming to an end. Many blessings for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, Sparky and Richie and Wojo. I truly enjoy this, and everyone knows in the viewing chat here, please go and watch them, subscribe to them, hit that like button, and you know what? Enjoy the lives they do. They are awesome. Same thing with Sparky. He's been coming out more and more with his paranormal, and I feel that he has one more that will be coming up soon, and he's going to be prepared
Yep.
because I kind of have a feeling what's going to go. Sorry, I don't mean to read up it, but I could feel it. So
We have to go
everyone-
help somebody. We have to help somebody move on. Put it that way.
Yes, I picked that up already from you. Can't remember. Nothing can get by me. Even in the chat rooms, I
Yep.
can tell who and what. So everybody, please be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Tell yourself thank you for doing who you are, what you are about to do for others. So again, thank you for joining me, and many blessings. And everybody, take care. Hi. Okay, end.